Hello and welcome back to more Higurashi When They Cry. This video will be covering chapters 3 and 4, like I said in the last video. Basically just the second part of that. Anyway, hope you enjoy, and have a good one. Alright, let's go ahead and continue into chapter 3. A Colonel Sanders! Of course, that's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Sadako and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Well, if you've ever played the Colonel Sanders dating sim, you understand. You understand very well. Probably better to hear it from Reina, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's so cute, star, though. Does Reina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage as well. If Reina enjoys it, then I think it's fine. What were they doing over there? Dam construction? You've been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. Hahaha, it was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and we had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? Did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Just say you were taking a piss. Sadako, wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots straight out. How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Whatever you say, Sadako. Who was she calling a maiden? Yeah. If Sadako really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maibara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Reina has no objection. Ho. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Sadako both approve. The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. And now Keiichi's part of the club. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maibara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for the club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Reina. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day, it seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society. Aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Sadako said it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Which is true. Why do you think she beats the crap out of so many people? With all her traps and stuff. Of course, I will do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody's aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Reina can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's gonna be rough. Mion began fishing around the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games put Kei-chan at a disadvantage. So today we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? I think it's similar to Old Maid. Pretty sure. Alright, let's do this. Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. Oh no. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa, whoa. It won't be oil-based paint, right? Of course it will be. It's harder to rub off. Right? Oil-based? Face painting with oil-based paint? That is perfect. Sadako cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's gonna be like this, then I can't lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. So who's going to get a dick drawn on their face? I'm curious. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start. Meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. I'll take out the card now. Reina took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. It's because they know all the marks on the cards. They know which card it is. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the end game. No way to tell at the start. No, they already know. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way, can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society. Keiji-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Keiji-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. So Keiichi's already at a pretty big disadvantage here. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that is gonna be... Hold on. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. What a bunch of losers. Cheating like that? Bring it! I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, and Queen. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I'm out. Huh. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal was just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Reina isn't a demon, are you? Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the Three of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Not even a hint of mercy. Reina, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumni of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped to do a deathmatch on a deserted island, these guys would probably take to it like fish to water. Was that a reference to Batum? No, that must be a different game. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard. Wow. I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck. It's fine, it's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can't turn the table. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? I don't think he can. It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think? A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting. Yeah. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maibara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Reina said, each card has its own distinct markings that make them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Whoa, great Keiichi-kun, just like that. I cover the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5. And I'm out. I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. I need a weapon. Then it was my turn. Sadako fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There was a hint of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one! Got it. 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out. Well, what's this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course, everyone else was too. Didn't he mark it with his fingernail or something? Whoa, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No. Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it. Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit. Keiichi landed a clean hit. Clap, clap, clap. That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know? Having defeated the Forerunner Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm gonna end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already and ensured victory. Even if K-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, and then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right or the card in my left? If K-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. Alright. You've got it. Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wondered, Keiichi-kun. Be careful. Yeah, of course, this is my chance for a big comeback. I think he's gonna lose. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before. That card is... I didn't let that bit from Sadako slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Sadako's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Ooh, K-chan thinks it's the one on the right? Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should be able to declare the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Sadako's reaction? More carefully. I remember now. That mark, the left card, no doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. It's the 7 of clubs, I see. I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. You'd think. And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker. Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. Ooh. What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah, one of those is the Joker, right? Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Sadako's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means, Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards and then aligned it over the left card. And that means... I see, I get it. This left card is being disguised as a 7 of clubs, right? It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Or so you think. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Reina and Sadako gaped at us as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Reina? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square. Rika only pats one on the head to console them. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Reina let out a small shriek. Keiichi-kun! This is how it was? The right card really was the Joker. You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable! It was the 2 of diamonds! It was a setup behind the setup! If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maibara's membership into our club. Keiichi got his ass handed to him. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Maibara. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking she's gonna do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped a moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All I knew from the start and still got excited so earnestly? Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons, you monsters. Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. We're gonna draw a dick on your face. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It would be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker, and it's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go! She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly out to my face while I was immobilized. No! No! I let out my death throes. And he got his face drawn on. As soon as the club activities were finished, Reina flew off. Right, so she'd go dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today, it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Reina would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh right, Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, you know, at the damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided so I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the dam reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. Ha 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 ha. Suck it, Big G. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. She promptly cut me off. The same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of the discussion. Tomitaki-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion, you shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, I'm gonna slap it on. All over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with the scouring pad. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my room, embarrassing myself yet again. Oh, my mom. Imagine that. You get a bunch of stuff drawn on your face, and then you go home, and you immediately run into your parents. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear, "We'll go home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can't come up with a new idea? It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well." Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maibaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif. That's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Ah, come on. Please don't use my room as the motif. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it would be a bad idea to just go take a walk, so I don't aggravate him any further. Well, I guess I will then. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Sadako ever found out about that, I smiled wryly. Oh yeah. Reina was probably still at that mountain of treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the dam construction site. Tomitaki-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident both Reina and Mion deny knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask him for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. We head all the way up to the dump site. I spotted Reina struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitaki-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey Reina, it looks like you're working up a sweat. Whoa, Keiichi-kun. What brings you to a place like this? A place like this, huh? I see, she was aware of it at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where is the injured party? Huh? Accident, huh? But there was a report that Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile. Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. You came for me? Oh. Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. I don't think that's how nutrition works. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me now. So, huh? What part was the joke? What part was it? I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Sanders? Ah, sorry. Can't you see him in that gap? He's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way you should be able to do that with her slender arms. But Colonel Sanders, so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home. Oh. If Reina gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I wouldn't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way, I'll do it. Reina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If we got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done. Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help. You just get in the way, so stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Tossing crap around, flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Reina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was gonna do this seriously, I need an axe or a saw or something. But that's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Reina. Don't worry about it. Reina began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops, I meant to say that I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Nah, well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back toward the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Reina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice. Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Reina took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Reina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. There were bound stacks of not so reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tomitaki-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Yeah, people are drawn to tragedy. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. The next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Reina and Mion said they didn't know, but it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then if both Reina and Mion... Ah, yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Reina nor Mion wished to talk about, trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching, murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article stuck together and weren't easy to open. Reina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as... It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered up the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces: the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder. Done by a group of people, with hatchets, with pickaxes, with an axe. Ah! Sorry. Did I startle you? Did I startle you? Reina dropped the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then I brought an axe for you from the shed. Reina fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry, I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well, I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't it look like we can break that last beam without an axe? You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon. We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. So we found the magazine. There really was a murder here. I wonder why they were hiding it, though. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Reina brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. So he took the magazine and kept it with him. I'm pretty sure, yep, that's the end of chapter 3. Let's go ahead and read through the new tips, and then we will go ahead and get into chapter 4. So the Hinamizawa Dam project. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin number whatever, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa: Takatsuro, Kyoto, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. That's kind of cruel to just do that. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Defense Alliance. Yeah, I mean, I'd fight that too. That'd just be a dick move. Government comes in and just floods my whole house. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company, Blank, openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by the sublime power through unity. And they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Defense Alliance had been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onikakushi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, Kiichiro Kimiyoshi. That's the mayor of Hinamizawa, Kimiyoshi. And the special tabloid report. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder / dismemberment. An X month of the X day at the XX prefecture and the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibone City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder / dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody thought was alive. XX-san and tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into police. It was the de facto leader of this group, X, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and then leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consciences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. XX had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. Blank had ordered each of them and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. That's pretty metal, man. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed their gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but Blank threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But Blank's plan collapsed in the span of one night. Blank, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader Blank's whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by Blank has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that Blank had said he was going to throw the body, the right arm, into the marsh. Blank's car was discovered and abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues as to his whereabouts. Blank didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he was trying to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onikakushi, the Ogre's Abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was Blank. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms. Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Zijin Dragon Bracelet DX one piece. 27,800 yen. I always like that they have like some humor at the end of some of the stuff. Anyway, that's the end of chapter 3. Let's go ahead and drop a save, and then we will go ahead and get into chapter 4. The function of this school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. I mean, that's one way to get exercise, right? No helping it, everybody's a different age or gender. The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. So you can run around and do whatever, I guess. All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What shall we do for PE? What are they gonna do today for PE? I don't know. Alright. We have all our members gathered now. Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? I don't know. Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust in is your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat. And so we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. That is pretty funny. Just what I was hoping for. That dunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first one to be it. You sure about that, Sadako? I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too, you can't beat me. Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. You have no choice but to enjoy. Then this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Sadako looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rain was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine, tag. I'm in! Let's do this. My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The endgame would become a hellish siege. That's the best kind of tag. They call the version we're playing here zombie tag, you see? I see, anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. And so they multiply. Why do you make it sound so scary, I wonder? As soon as I catch Reina, I'm gonna tear out her entrails while she's still alive. That's pretty gross, Keiichi. Gross, Keiichi-kun, that's gross. Rika-chan placed her hand on Reina's head as she panicked. Don't worry, before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently. That's, not very comforting. Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So the first it, how do you decide who's the zombie? With rock, paper, scissors? Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the question, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. It could be any kind of question. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it. So you need to answer. What's roku in English? I think it means 6, right? It's 6. How about kutsushita? Socks. Kutsushita is socks. What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does seibutsu mean? Hold on, wait a second. Of course I know what that is. Sadako cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see, it's quite a lewd question. You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right? That's playing dirty, Mion. I certainly do. Of course I know. Then go ahead and say it. That, you know, that. What does that mean exactly? Oh, Sadako looks like she's in trouble. How cute. Don't take her home. It's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Sadako stammer. Now then, go ahead and say it, nice and loudly, for everybody to hear. What does that mean? I do know. Say. That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event which has been previously indicated in context. Huh? Ah. All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I'd have done in Sadako's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted a-hole. It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Sadako Honjo, shall assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone. Nom 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 nom. Seems like she's raring to go. All I must do is count to 100, correct? Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem. Whoa, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay? 1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate. Oh no! There are no common denominators? Sadako grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the ground. If Sadako, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted. Ready? Go! It's a trick question. There are no cakes left on the plate because Sadako's eaten them all already. On Mion's signal, everyone but Sadako scattered. Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it? Sadako had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At times like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back at the school grounds, I saw Sadako just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. I wonder why. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sight lines in two directions and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Maibara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning me! Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape! But of course, what would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell or maybe some type of trail? If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there'd be no trail for Sadako to follow. I guess she could just ask other people around her. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? Tomita, Okamura, have you seen Keiichi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Yes. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was heading in this direction, I abandoned my position. Run for it, Scoob! It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. That's how it's going to be, then to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I just counter in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Sadako Hojo that our parents are at the gate, please. Wow, that's pretty dark, Keiichi. Messages. Okay. I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet. Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I am quite the schemer, if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Sadako and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine. As long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Sadako. In the palm of my hand! Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time. And it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I'd started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Sadako would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades are running around below the shed. Maibara-san isn't around. Is he over there? Nope. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad is at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell. Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? His mom suddenly got really sick. Sure. A message from Maibara-san. They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of the Maibara residence. The police have come to question him. Anything goes now. They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms. Huh? Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties? These are getting more and more ridiculous as it goes on. Who are they talking about? I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff. No way I would do that. I heard that class representative Mion was a victim too. What? Ah! This is your doing, Mion! Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. Are you sure about that? They're kids. They don't really think that well. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all those things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student, Maibara-san, is a really perverted person. The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Ah! Oh, someone passed below. That's Reina and Rika-chan. Rika-chan, you're still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mi-chan is it as well. Mion? It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then this wasn't good. We finally got away from Mi-chan, but Sadako-chan, see, she's... Sadako was searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while. Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Reina was slumped on the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. Whoa! Rika-chan? What is it? What is it? Uh-huh? Don't worry. I had never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before. Why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no! Ah! Reina was pressed against the wall, and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Reina quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror, like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Reina's eyes met mine. Keiichi-kun, save me! The zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. Found him! I see Kei-chan! Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was only one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good. You said you located Keiichi-san? I could tell that Sadako was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Reina escape, and now she was baring her fangs in my direction. You fool, Keiichi. Come on down, Keiichi-chan. The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary. Too scary. I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san. Keiichi, I want you to become one of us. Somebody please save me! I saw Reina apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology? Sorry? Leaving me for dead? Reina! You bastard. I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Sadako and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Stop! Stop! Ah! Dead. So this means Reina is still left. There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Reina! How dare you leave me for dead! The feelings of the zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt. It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi is one of us now. It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling, being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound. This is no time to postulate. We must capture Reina. The principal is walking down the hall. The bell will ring soon. To devour Reina, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night. A vampire. Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone listen! Reina's in big trouble! All of you, please look for Reina. It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house? Oh yeah, it had turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even the same league as the jumbo jet. What fell on Reina's house was a space colony. A space colony? Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. That's only the prelude to this tragic tale. If it was everything in 100 kilometers, they'd be gone too, you know that, right? This is the beginning, the start of a war for independence by the propagandipality of Xenon. Xeon? Propagandipality of Xeon. That's a long word. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events. What will happen? Will the Terran Federation lose? If things go on like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. That person is Reina Ryugu. I feel like that's like a big reference to something, but I don't know what it's from. The lower grade students all gulped. It seems I made them fully understand the fight for Earth was lost without Reina. Now scatter, comrades. We must find Reina. My comrades in the lower grades let out enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There was still one person who hadn't gone. But I thought even the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffusal cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire. They're close. That's the white variety of those comets. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Reina knows their weak point all too well. Ryugu-san is amazing. Satisfied with that, he also rushed off to look for Reina. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters. Little Kei-chan's abilities, this old man knows them better now. It didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever. Really though, how exceptional, Keiichi-san. This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win. I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie. Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I'd let it slide for now. Not even Reina would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Reina was finally cornered in the back of the sports equipment shed. You're all scary. Keiichi-kun too. So scary. It probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Reina, saying she was the only one who could save the world. What are you all saying? I can't control a mech. Reina, how could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it? I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice. Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured. Let's all be together. One of us. One of us. One of us. Now, Reina, say your prayers. Reina had stumbled onto a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in. Associating this situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Sadako and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Reina. Reina, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear. Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you? I wonder. Would I? Now then, are you ready? Okay, so last it's Keiichi-kun. The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat. I believe that Keiichi-kun wouldn't do horrible things to me. Body won't move. It has to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside of me died instantly. And he lost. There was the bell. Game over. Yay! I did it! I did it! I survived. Yay! Yay! Reina pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. You fool, Keiichi. Heh. So daylight broke in the nick of time and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. And so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway. What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about. Punishment is required. I was subdued by Sadako and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Forgive me. Then the award for surviving goes to Reina Ryugu and Mion Sonozaki. Yay! Huh? Michan wasn't a zombie? Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? Nah, Mion, you little... Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? Don't be late for the next class. Let go of me, Sadako. Rika-chan. Please. Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. Well, Keiichi just got dunked on. What a way to go. I guess that's the end of the school day. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Reina to dig Colonel Sanders out of that mountain of treasure from before. Mom, do we have work gloves? I need towels too. Aren't they in the shed out back? The towels are by the sink. Alright, now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically. What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that getup? If they come to dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely and it'll be possible to dig him out. And if that happens, Reina will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Sanders in front of the fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal. Well, don't be out too late. Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Cutting through the woods as a shortcut to the dam site, I ran into someone. Who is it? Oh, it's Tomitake-san. It was Tomitake-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. It couldn't be that all he took pictures of was a handsome young man in Twilight. Handsome young man in the Twilight, yes. He's got a thing for it. Hey, a long time no see. Keiichi-kun, right? My due regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. By the way, was that girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Reina. Guessing by the way Tomitake-san was shaken up. What was all that about? She was walking around with an axe, and she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. Yeah, that's Reina for you. That was Reina, without a doubt. It was probably because she could take it home today, so she couldn't hide her excitement. I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with an axe, while laughing as well. Tomitake-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. It's fine, it's fine. Just leave her be. She's just wandering around looking for more victims. Tomitake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand, Reina. I'll just toss a bunch of BS out there. If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to snoop too much around here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Reina was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitake-san abruptly called out to me. Keiichi-kun, is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... I'll try my best to be careful. I like Tomitake-san, he's a cool dude. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitake-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but it felt like I'd said something bad. And then they head off to the dump site. Garbage. Keiichi-kun, I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today. I understood what Tomitake-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting about while waving an axe around certainly would seem dangerous. You should cover the axe with something when you have it in public. It's not good to carry it around out in the open like that. It seems that I lost it, so there isn't one. No cover. That sucks. Thinking about it, there really was no need to try and keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Reina's eccentricities. Eccentricities, that's why I say that. She's probably the only person who could carry an axe around Hinamizawa and not be considered suspicious. Are you sure about that one, Keiichi? Ah, well. Let's finish this today. If we bust through this last beam, we should be able to pull him out. I've got everything I need. Just leave it to me. Okay. I took the axe from Reina and made my way up the unstable slope. Just wait, Colonel Sanders. Keiichi-kun will save you. Alright, get back. I'll finish this in one go. Hey-ya! A solid thwack rang out through Hinamizawa, as if the job was being done by a lumberjack. How is it? Think you can do it? If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself. If I can break through this, then we'll be good. I have plenty of power today. I can do it. But this adversary is more formidable than I expected. First of all, I'd never used an axe before. During a school camping trip, I had wanted to split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired and I decided to take a break. Reina had already spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets. I'm fine, I'm almost there. I'll make sure Reina can give Colonel Sanders a good night kiss tonight. Yeah, thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a good night kiss? Oh. I mean, if you've ever seen the Colonel Sanders dating sim, you know. Come to think of it, Reina, you're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I had thought she'd lived here all her life. In Kanto. Like the Pokemon region. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside. Why did you move here? To Hinamizawa, I mean. You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies. Why did you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work? Dad said he wanted to move out to a studio. We've been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect. Studio? Is your father an artist or something? He paints scenery. It seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo, but now they're exhibited in the Makuhari Messe. How do I say this? Makuhari Messe? I think that's how I say that. He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall. That's amazing! Let me see them next time. I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers. But you transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you? Wasn't that a hassle? Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Reina, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the axe and headed back to worksite. Gotta get Colonel Sanders out of there. Gotta give him a good thwacking. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Reina as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury. Hoo-yah! You little... Damn it! I had swung the axe countless times today, just like this. Contact, shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled that passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes were not meant to be swung at people, ever. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I had put behind the axe not only split through the beam, but smashed the statue's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet. Colonel Sanders, no! Ah! What's the matter? Are you hurt? Sorry. The figure's arm. I broke it off. Oh, that's all. I thought Keiichi-kun hurt himself. Don't worry. Enough grits, spit, and duct tape will fix that. I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Reina said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled. We just need to tape it back on and put a coat over him. Nobody will even notice. I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side? Okay. And they drag him out. Seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. You know, Keiichi, that might be a sign. Both Reina and Mion knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended that they didn't know. I had looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiichi Maibara. All right, Reina, let's do this in one go. Ready? And... Whoa! We did it, Keiichi-kun. Yay, I was kind of expecting a sound effect there, but they got him out. The right time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end, instead we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Your new master is a pretty decent person. Ah, Colonel Sanders. He really is cute. It didn't matter that he was dirty. Reina nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Reina's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'll be bad if it gets dark. Yeah, right. I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forget this. Think real hard about what you'll do to repay me, okay? What? Whoa. I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder. For now, I just hold back my evil cackle. We were ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled up the statue in the tarp and lifted him. So they wrapped it up like a body. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill, carrying a human-sized bag. Oh, wait. So Jack and Jill went down the hill, carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed axe. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitake-san. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. Lol. Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitake-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. I think he's suspicious, because he knows about the disappearances. Is that the end of this chapter? I don't think it is. Oh, it is the end of the chapter. Alright, we'll read through the tips, and then I will end the video, because this is going to be a few hour long video. Alright, no, not all tips. Whoops. The new tips. Let's read those. What kind of name is Reina? Reina's not here. You know where she is, Keiichi? Huh? She was just there, actually. Hey, Mion. Where did Reina go? Reina? Didn't she go to the bathroom? She did say that she's been having bowel troubles lately. I know the feeling. Especially after Taco Bell, it's awful. I hadn't heard anything about that. Sadoko, do you know where Reina went? Reina, you say? I just passed her in the hallway. Reina has class duties today, so she's off to water the flower bed. Ah, it was Reina's turn for class duty. That's very much appreciated. Reina, Reina, Reina. Upon hearing it repeated, a thought came to mind. It's rude to say this about someone's name, but it was a weird name. It was like some foreigner's name. What kind of name is Reina, I wonder? What kind of kanji does her name use? Reina is her nickname. She has a proper name as well. What, really? I was sure that Reina Ryugu was her full name. Well, I can understand you making that mistake since we only call her Reina. She even signs her name as Reina. It's like it's her real name in school. I wonder what her real name is. Let's ask her when she comes back. Sadako and Rika-chan looked at each other. You don't need to ask her. We'll tell you what it is. It's the Rei from Ore and the Na from Nara. Her real name is Reina Ryugu. Rei, like R-E-I-N-A. Reina, is it? So it's read out as Rena instead of Reina? I think it's Rena, is how you're supposed to say it. That's a pretty interesting reading. No, that's not it. Reina is the correct way. Rena had told us that she wanted us to call her Rena. So we call her Rena. Kei-chan. Rena is Rena, you know? Only strangers call her Rena. You get where this is going? I understood what Mion was saying. It didn't matter what her real name was, only what names we used between us. It's very strange because I'm sure in the kanji it's very differently written, but for English it's only like a one letter difference, so it's like really confusing for us. Doesn't seem like that big a deal. But I'm sure if I look at the kanji it's like completely different. Reina Ryugu is Reina, and nobody other than that. So I was thinking, if I had a nickname, would you call me by that? If it's good. So what do you want to be called? Con Man. Yeah, I could see Keiichi being called Con Man. Rena then came back into the classroom. One of the juniors near the door told Rena people were looking for her. What's this now? Who is looking for me, I wonder? Seeing that, both Mion and I sneered. Bailiff, Ryugu doth show herself. What is this, a court hearing now? Con Man, you're quite sinister. Ha ha ha. What is this? What is this? Keiichi-kun and Michan are evil bailiffs? A con man? Damn you, Renanosuke Ryugu. Today doth be when thou meetest thy maker. Have at thee! Ha! Wah! Suke-san, Kaku-san, show them what for. Aye aye, sir. I expect my fee to be paid to my Swiss bank account. Since it's come to this, we have no choice. We'll just have a grand battle with 5 people. And then Reina instantly knocks them out. Reina's fierce punches exploded in the proper timing to take out the seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end. I do hope that Reina does go on a journey to make the world a better place. How about heading to Nagatacho? My destination is decided by where the cute stuff gathers. The toll of the bell signaled that break time was over. Come on, Keiichi-kun, Michan. The teacher's coming. I took Reina's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. Just one more hour. Man, oh man. Gotta buckle down for one more. And now he's got like a huge welt on his face from where Reina punched him. Alright, I'll go ahead and drop a save. And I think I need to save here. Yeah, because that's the end of chapter 4. Anyway, this will be the end of this video. This was chapters 1 through 4. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I know it's been a while since I got back into this. I've just been really busy and haven't had time. And yeah, it's getting time to do stuff is crazy. Anyway, I'll try and read the next 3 chapters, 5, 6, and 7, pretty soon, so that way the whole thing of Onikakushi is done, and then I can get into the next book. And I'll try and set up the playlist so it's all in order as well. But, as always, if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye!